Well, tonight might be very well the night that the Saskatoon Berries clinch first place overall in the Western Canadian Baseball League. Good evening, Les Lazaruk with you. The Berries have one of two ways of doing it tonight. Either they beat the Weyburn Beavers here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, or the Okotoks Dogs lose their game tonight as they are on the road in Lethbridge. Either way, one of those two things happens. The Berries finish first in the WCBL and get the bye, or not the bye, but they have home field advantage throughout every round of the WCBL playoffs, which will start next week, a week from today, in fact, on August the 6th. It's the Berries and the Beavers. Last night, same teams played. Saskatoon winning 7-3. Their record 42 wins, 7 losses. They're in first place in the East Division. Of course, they've won 8 wins and they've won 8 in a row. They've won 8 in a row against Weyburn, 8-1 overall in the season series. Berries 9-1 in their last 10 games, 22-2 in the at home here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Weyburn 13-37 overall, 5th in the East Division, lost 3 in a row, 2-8 in their last 10, 4-20, and now it's time for the national anthem. All right, so the reason why we're just getting back to it is 3 guesses first who don't count as to who had to do the Canadian national anthem. The regular anthem singer for tonight didn't make it, so it was me. Your umpires for tonight's game, the Berries and the Beavers. At behind home plate, it's Mark Clark. The first base umpire is Lloyd Tulp. And at third base is the crew chief, Trevor Drury. The Berries defensive lineup for tonight: around the outfield from right to left. In right field, it's Evan Janner. The center fielder is Carter Beck. The left fielder is Turner Zdunich. Around the infield from left to right, Mason Rell is the third baseman. Shortstop, Cooper Westland. Second baseman, ABM Medina. The first baseman is Ethan Menard. Catcher, Balin Sorensen. And tonight's starting pitcher is Munster, Saskatchewan product, Merrick Yeager. Merrick Yeager will make his 10th appearance of the season tonight. All starts. He has a record of 5 wins, 1 loss, an ERA of 4.87. He's pitched 44 1/3 innings, allowed 47 hits, 29 runs, 24 of them earned, has struck out 39 and walked only 4. Yeager, with his 9 starts, tied for 4th most in the WCBL. His 5 wins are tied for 5th most in the league coming into tonight's action. Merrick Yeager to pitch tonight for the Saskatoon Berries as they look to clinch first place overall. 42 wins, bearing down on the 44 wins of Sylvan Lake from last year, which is the league record for the most wins in a regular season. He'll face a Weyburn lineup that will start off with the first 3 guys the same as last night. Ryan Muselar, the center fielder. Third baseman, Braden Mayencourt. And right fielder, Ryan Daphne. Mayencourt is playing third base tonight. He was the first baseman last night, so there's a few tweaks to the Weyburn lineup, but not a bunch. As Muselar steps into the right-hand batter's box and will face Merrick Yeager as we're set to go. And first pitch is down low, ball one, and we are underway right at 7 o'clock on Wednesday, July 30th. Yeager back to deliver. Muselar line drive left field. Zadunich has to reach up and make the catch, and one away. That was a well-hit ball and was carrying a little, and Zadunich kind of caught a little flat-footed, but was able to move to his right a couple of steps, reach up and make the grab for the first out. So now up for the Beavers is Braden Mayencourt, who's playing third base tonight, left-handed hitter. In his fourth season with Weyburn in the WCBL. First pitch is just outside, ball one. Mayencourt hitting .274, 48 hits in 175 at-bats. Pops this one up, coming over towards the screen, and it is going to be into the Weyburn dugout. Mason Rell and Balin Sorensen gave chase, but the ball was in such a spot there that Rell would have had to kind of move himself around the divider or the partition to make the catch, and Sorensen just couldn't quite get there in time, so it's a strike, and 1-1 the count. Off-speed pitch on the ground. Big room service hop for second baseman A.B. Medina. On to first for two away. Ryan Daphne now, the right fielder, is up. Another fourth-year veteran of the Beavers and a very good player. The leading hitter on the Beavers, hitting .326. He had 3 hits last night, going 3 for 4. Daphne hitting .326 for the year, as mentioned. 63 hits and 193 at-bats. 4 home runs and 41 runs batted in. And the first pitch swinging lifts a little looper into right field, and that'll fall for a base hit. So Daphne considered continuing to go hot here with base hits. 3 of them last night, picks up where he left off tonight. And the Beavers have a runner on first with 2 away. And Ian Heck, who was not in the lineup last night, the designated hitter, hitting .290, 53 hits and 183 at-bats, 4 home runs, 37 runs batted in for Heck, who's a utility player, does some pitching for them, plays some first base as a DH, fouls the first pitch off for a strike. Heck from Antelope, California, coming off his senior year at York University. Good-sized lad at 6'2", 220 pounds. And a dangerous bat out of the right-hand batter's box as Yeager's pitch is up high, 1-1. Heck in his second season with the Beavers. He played in the All-Star game this year. Took part in the home run derby, in fact. 1-1 pitch, off-speed, swing and a miss, strike 2. Trevor Dale, the shortstop, is on deck. Dale played third base last night and batted in the cleanup spot. Tonight, the cleanup spot for Weyburn is occupied by Ian Heck. 1-2 pitch. Heck fouls that off, stays alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just nicely underway here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. 24 degrees Celsius under mainly sunny skies. West-southwest wind, 8 kilometers per hour, so not much in the way of a wind problem. And called strike 3 on a pitch at the knees. A little bit of a delay from home plate umpire Mark Clark, but he rings up Heck, and that's the end of the top of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no Barry's errors, 1 runner left on base after a half an inning. It's the Weyburn Beavers nothing. The Saskatoon Berries coming to bat as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Thanks, honey. Well, I missed it. What was it? Since I like Frank, I can appreciate that. I'm old enough to like Frank. Ready to go at the bottom of the first inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Saskatoon Berries will come up to bat against Jamin Smith. Jamin Smith is the starting pitcher tonight. He will make his 7th appearance of the season, all in relief prior to tonight. He's got 2 losses on his record, a 6.75 earned run average. He's only pitched 8 innings in his 6 relief appearances, allowing 9 hits, 6 runs, all earned, struck out 4, walked 6. Jamin Smith for the Weyburn Beavers is from Spokane, Washington, coming off his junior season at Central Baptist College, where many members of the 57s come from. Played in the off year this past college season. 7 of them in total I count on the roster attending Central Baptist College. Carter Beck will lead it off against Smith. Beck 9 for his last 15. He's got 3 consecutive 3-hit ball games. Swing and a miss at the first pitch, strike 1. Cardiff, Saskatchewan product. Has a home run and 3 RBI in those 3 games. 9 for 15 is a 600 average in those last 3. Puts a bunt down trying to catch the Beavers by surprise, but he fouls it off, and there's 2 strikes on him quickly. Second year Barry from Cardiff, hitting .386. 59 hits in 153 at-bats. Beck now finds himself in 5th spot in the league in batting average. He's got a 2-strike count coming against him. Swing and a miss, dropped by the catcher Owen Mayencourt, but he'll throw on to first and finish off the out. So it's a strikeout, and the putout made 2-3 for the first out of the bottom of the first inning as Jamin Smith threw a off-speed breaking pitch that Beck was way out in front of. Just the 13th time that Beck has struck out this year. And he's been up to the plate close to 200 times this season. Now Ethan Menard, who got a hit last night in his last at-bat to extend his hitting streak to 20 games. Takes a pitch way up high, ball 1. 1 for 3 with an RBI for the senior, just finished his senior year at the University of Texas at Tyler. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Ethan hitting .411, of course, the leading batting average in the WCBL. Also leads the league in home runs with 12, 39 RBIs. 62 hits in 151 at-bats. On the outside corner with a slider, 1-2. And 62 hits are down the list a little bit, tied for 8th most in the league, mostly because Ethan wasn't with the team right at the start of the year. Didn't join until about a week and a half into the season. There's a called strike 3 on an off-speed curveball, and that's back-to-back strikeouts, and Ethan Menard not happy with home plate umpire Mark Clark in his strike zone. So Jamin Smith has got the top 2 hitters of the Berries off balance a bit with his assortment of pitches. It'll be A.B. and Medina's opportunity now to try and solve them here in the bottom of the first inning. Medina hitting .369, 58 hits and 157 at-bats. 3 home runs, 36 runs batted in. First pitch swinging on the ground, 3 hops, and a flipped underhand to first, and Smith drops the ball. Beavers were out of the inning. First baseman Rob Gurney fielded the ball cleanly. Jamin Smith came over to the bag to cover and take the throw, and the underhand toss he dropped. So the inning continues. An error to the pitcher, Smith, and now Mason Rell. Rell hitting .351, 53 hits and 151 at-bats. Couple of home runs and 31 RBI for the product of West Bend, Wisconsin. See how Smith recovers. He should be in the dugout, cooling off, waiting for his team to take the bat instead. He's going to step off as Medina dancing around at first, trying to distract him, and Smith was distracted. Rell last night 1 for 4 with a couple of RBI. Fans are letting Smith have it as Rell hits this one well into the sky, way deep, and you can kiss that baby goodbye. 2-run homer for Mason Rell. They're going to call those unearned runs, but you know what? When the pitcher makes an error, they should be earned runs because it's the pitcher's fault just as much as when he gives up the home run. But baseball doesn't work that way. It's been that way forever and ever. And it's a couple of unearned runs on a home run by Mason Rell. 3rd home run of the season, RBI 32 and 33, and the Berries go up 2-0 as Balin Sorensen comes to the dish. Right-handed hitter from Monroe, Louisiana. First pitch high in the strike zone, but a called strike by home plate umpire Mark Clark. Sorensen hitting .281, 41 hits and 146 at-bats. He's got 7 home runs and 32 RBI. Jamin Smith. 1 strike pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Sorensen stepped out of the batter's box, now back in, ready to go. Facing Smith's 0-2 pitch upcoming. Up high, ball 1. Defensively for Weyburn, around the outfield, in right field Ryan Doffney, in center is Ryan Buselar, and the left fielder is Bill Hosegood, who's making his Weyburn Beavers debut tonight. 1-2 pitch to Sorensen, and he does not pull the trigger on that slow, agonizingly slow breaking ball, which was called inside, 2-2. Third baseman is Braden Mayencourt. Shortstop Trevor Dale. Another curve ball, low this time, and now it's a full count. The fans are into it early. Second baseman for Weyburn is Zach Tanabe. First baseman Rob Gurney. The catcher is Owen Mayencourt, who made his debut with the team last night, and the pitcher is Jamin Smith. His full count pitch to Sorensen. Line drive into center field. That'll fall in for a base hit, and the inning continues. Corey Waters will come to the plate. Waters is the designated hitter tonight after playing first base last night. Waters hitting .373. That's number 6 in the league in terms of batting average. Saskatoon product having a banner hitting season. Check swing, but it's going to be called a strike by home plate umpire Mark Clark. A little more velocity on that curveball, but not much more on that first pitch. Berries have to be mindful of that, because Smith does throw hard when he throws the fastball. 1 strike delivery, hammered into the ground towards shortstop. Taken by Tanabe, the long throw across is in time. That's actually Trevor Dale, my apologies. But he throws him out to finish off the bottom of the first inning. But the Berries get 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Weyburn error that allowed for the 2-run home run by Mason Rell, and 1 runner left on base. After an inning, Saskatoon 2, Weyburn no score. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Top of the second inning coming up. Merrick Yeager staked to a 2-0 lead thanks to the 2-run home run by Mason Rell in the bottom of the first inning. He'll face shortstop Trevor Dale, second baseman Zach Tanabe, and first baseman Rob Gurney here in the top of the second. As we'll get Dale come to the plate. He was 1 for 4 last night. Hitting .289 for the season is Trevor Dale. 50 hits and 173 at-bats, 7 for 21, or 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Dale from West Valley City, Utah, coming off his junior year at the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. Right-handed hitter. Down low with the first pitch by Merrick Yeager for ball 1. Yeager from Munster. A little more than an hour east of Saskatoon. First pitch swinging. It's stabbed by the shortstop, Westland, but no chance of getting Dale. That one was hit in between Rell, the third baseman, who was going to his left, and deep into the hole. Westland backhanded it going to his right, but his momentum taking him towards third base meant that he had no chance on the throw to get Trevor Dale. So an infield hit, second of the game for Weyburn. It'll bring up Zach Tanabe, the second baseman for the Beavers. Tanabe hitting .207. First pitch inside, off the glove of Balin Sorensen. He'll scramble off to his left to get it. Dale holds his ground at first base, ball 1. That hit for Trevor Dale extends his hitting streak to 7 games. He's hitting .360 now in that time, 9 hits and 25 at-bats. Fouled wide of third base by Tanabe, 1-1. Zach Tanabe has a home run and 13 runs batted in. He is from Waipahu, Hawaii, coming off his senior year at Graceland University. Off-speed pitch fouled off, cued foul towards the Berries' first base dugout, 1-2 the count. Rob Gurney, the first baseman, on deck. Tanabe was 1 for 4 last night in the ball game, drove in one of the 3 Weyburn runs as Yeager checks on Trevor Dale at first base. Dale 3 for 3 in the stolen base department so far this season. 1-2 pitch. And this one's well hit to left field. Carrying, and that one is gone. Home run, Zach Tanabe, his second of the year, and we're tied up at 2-2. Tanabe hammers a off-speed breaking pitch, and it just got inside the left field foul pole as the ball was hooking, but it cleared the fence fair and a 2-run homer. So each team has a 2-run homer in this game, or we're tied up at 2-2. Rob Gurney coming to the plate now, first baseman tonight. He was the catcher last night for Weyburn. Gurney hitting .157. 17 hits and 108 at-bats. Merrick Yeager has to settle down, and first pitch is a strike, and that's the way you come back from giving up a long ball. Back comes Yeager. Swing and a miss by Gurney, strike 2. Breaking ball. Gurney hitting .157, 17 hits and 108 at-bats, but he does have 2 home runs and 7 RBI, one of those home runs against the Berries this year. Strike 3 called, and there's strikeout number 2 of the night for Merrick Yeager as Gurney chatting it over with Mark Clark about where the ball was in reference to the strike zone, and Gurney still muttering and having words with the home plate umpire. So both teams are unhappy with the strike zone of home plate umpire Mark Clark, so he must be doing a good job. Owen Mayencourt, the catcher now. First pitch swinging, he'll send that up the middle into center field for a base hit. That's hit number 4 on the night now for the Weyburn Beavers. One away. Mayencourt was making his second at-bat of the year. He struck out last night, pinch hitting, in the 9th inning for Mitch Himmelsbach, who's not in the game tonight. Here's Bill Hosegood, who's new to the team. His first pitch that he sees in the Western Canadian Baseball League this season is a strike from Merrick Yeager. Not much in the way of information on Bill Hosegood. Takes another strike. It's 0-2. The Beavers roster lists him but has no information with regards to hometown, height, weight, nothing like that. He takes an 0-2 pitch just low, 1-2. Top of the order, Ryan Muselar's on deck for Weyburn. Game tied up at 2-2 here in the top of the second inning. 1-2 count to Hosegood. He just fouls that off at home plate, stays alive as he spoiled that. Let's have a look here. Hosegood isn't even listed on this roster. Swing and a miss. Check swing. Tried to hold up on a breaking ball. It's strike 3. Third strikeout of the night for Merrick Yeager. 2 away with a runner on first. And Ryan Muselar, who flew out to left field in the first inning to lead off the ball game around 7 o'clock, is up to bat. Well, there he is. He's listed among the pitchers, Bill Hosegood. As Muselar fouls the first pitch off wide of third base, strike 1. But yeah, we know he's a pitcher. Bats right, throws right. No hometown, height, weight, country, birthday, nothing for Bill Hosegood. He'll line a shot to does Muselar right at the shortstop, Cooper Westland, who makes the catch. And that's the end of the inning. But Weyburn gets back to a tie situation with the Berries. 2 runs on 3 hits, no Saskatoon errors, and 1 runner left on base after an inning and a half. 2-2, Berries and Beavers, as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Oh, yeah. Where's he from?
He's from Radisson.
Radisson. Oh, okay. Oh, he's with the Giants? Okay.
Yeah, he was at a community college in Michigan.
Yeah, so he might be an AP player of theirs.
They have him under the pitchers.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was seeing.
Nothing.
No, nothing at all. So, okay. Thank you.
He's a really great coach.
Is that right? Yes. Back for the bottom of the second inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, a 2-2 tie. Well, thanks to our scorekeepers that are here, who have sons that are involved in minor baseball in the area. They've filled me in on Bill Hosegood a little. He's from Radisson, and he's a right-handed pitcher. Yes, he's playing, though, tonight as a left fielder for the Weyburn Beavers, but he plays for the Sask First Giants, or has played for the Sask First Giants in the under-18 AAA League, so likely an affiliate player for the Weyburn Beavers, getting a chance to play in front of family in all likelihood tonight here at Next Gen Patch, because it's not that far away, Radisson to Saskatoon, down the Yellowhead, 45 minutes maybe, at tops. So we're ready for the bottom of the second inning. The Berries will send up Cooper Westland, the shortstop. Right fielder Evan Janner. And left fielder Turner Zadunich against Jamin Smith. Westland hitting .345 on the year. Right-handed hitter from Lincoln, Nebraska. 41 hits and 119 at-bats. 1 home run and 14 runs batted in. Smith's first pitch, Westland bluffed bunt, takes it high, ball 1. Westland 0 for 4 last night against Weyburn. Hits a little fly ball into left field. Hosegood comes on, makes the catch, and there's one away. Evan Janner coming to the plate now. Janner hitting .255, 25 hits in 98 at-bats, 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Left-handed hitting Evan Janner from New Braunfels, Texas. Couple of seasons at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. He shows bunt and bunts through the ball, strike 1. Janner is coming off his sophomore year at UTRGV. 2 years worth there. He's got a .271 average, a home run and 12 runs batted in. Up high from Jamin Smith, ball 1, 1-1. Turner Zadunich in the ball game tonight. Jalen Freeman not available. He is serving the 4th game of a 5-game suspension. Pitch down low, ball 2, 2-1. By now, everybody should know about the incident that happened in Swift Current back on Friday. A couple of hit batsmen, one in each half of the inning, and an off-field incident as a swing and a miss by Janner, 2-2, resulted in suspensions. Freeman's the longest one for the Berries. Everybody else that was suspended for Saskatoon, head coach Joe Carnahan, assistant coach Chance Wheatley, pitcher Alex Chumrah, have finished serving their suspensions. Strike 3 called as Janner caught looking. 3rd strikeout of the night for Jamin Smith. But just to finish off, on the Swift Current side, the suspension's a little more lengthy for head coach Rudy Estrella. He's done for the year, in fact. The assistant coach was suspended for 5 games, and pitcher Hunter Mark was also suspended 5 games by the WCBL. So Freeman, as Zadunich first pitch swinging, hits a roller up the first base line. Gurney fields it, gets to the bag in time, and that's a 1-2-3. Bottom of the 2nd inning for the Saskatoon Berries. No runs, no hits, no Weyburn errors, and nobody left on base. After 2 complete, 2-2 the score. Saskatoon and Weyburn as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nope. Here we go with the top of the 3rd inning from Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Merrick Yeager ready to deliver to the numbers 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Weyburn Beavers. Braden Mayencourt, the third baseman, up first, grounded out to second baseman Abian Medina back in the first inning. Mayencourt is 1 for his last 13 at the plate. That one was last night in his last at-bat. First pitch up high from Yeager, ball 1. Back to deliver again. Hit on the ground again towards second. Picked by Medina. Throw to first in time. One away. Ryan Doffney, who's singled in the first inning and has hits in 4 straight at-bats, including last night. Doffney from Surrey, BC, and one of the 7 who attended Central Baptist College this past winter. There's a swing, which he was fooled on a pitch. Breaking ball from Yeager, strike 1. Doffney wanted to hold up, but he was gone too far. Now he swings and misses on that one and is down quickly 0-2. Merrick Yeager coming back after giving up that 2-run homer. Up high with the 0-2 pitch, 1-2. Ian Heck, the designated hitter, on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch, fouled off, 1-2. My weirdly thinking mind is at work right now. We've got Ian Heck, who's on deck. You got Carter Beck out in the center field, and every once in a while, Beck is on deck. How about Beck and Heck on deck? Oy, oy, oy. 1-2 pitches up high, 2-2. My producer wife is looking at me strangely, like she does so often in the course of our 33 years of being married. 2-2 pitch, fouled off at the plate. Count holds at 2-2. I'm just fortunate that she still thinks I'm a good guy. 2-2 pitch upcoming. Hit back up the middle by Doffney. Speared by Medina on the backhand. The throw is in time. Put a gold star beside that one. 2 away here in the top of the third inning as Abian Medina makes a fantastic play going to his right in behind the bag. The ball was actually on the third base side of second base when it went by the bag, and Medina able to backhand it and get up quickly and make the throw on time. 2 away. Doffney looked like he had his 5th straight hit in as many at-bats. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Ian Heck, who struck out his first time up. Yeager comes back, down low, ball 1, 1-1. Heck is 0 for his last 7 over 2 games plus. That's a called strike at the knees. 1-2. There are those in the crowd who are saying, what's the difference on that pitch from the last one? I don't question Mark Clark. He is my friend. 1-2 pitch up high, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, says the scoreboard in right field. Strike 3 called. Strikeout number 4 for Yeager, along with a couple of defensive plays from Abian Medina, including a highlight of the night type of play. A 1-2-3 top of the third. No runs, no hits, no Barry's errors, nobody left on base after 2.5. 2-2 Saskatoon and Weyburn. You're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege. Bottom of the third inning coming up. Jamin Smith has 3 strikeouts to his credit so far through the first time through the order. So it's the Berries top of the order coming up here. Carter Beck, Ethan Menard, and Abiam Medina. Beck struck out his first time up. Hit was 3 for 5 last night. Would like to get the party started here in the bottom of the third like he did last night in the first inning. First pitch outside, ball 1. Last night, Beck singled, stole a base, came around to score. The Berries scored 4 runs on their way to a 7-3 victory over Weyburn. On the outside corner at the knees, strike 1. Smith peering in for a sign from Owen Mayencourt. 1-1 pitch, hit in the air, right center field. Ryan Muselar from center field coming over, and at the edge of the warning track makes the catch for the first out. That ball got blown a little bit towards straightaway center field. Not that the wind is all that big of a factor at west-southwest at 8 kilometers per hour, but it did blow that ball towards center field for the first out. Ethan Menard now at the plate. Struck out his first time up and was not happy with strike 3 call as he was caught looking. Takes a look at that one down low, ball 1. Ethan is 37 for 92 or 402 on his 20-game hitting streak as he'll pop one up foul up and out of play. Ball 1 or strike 1, 1-1-1. During the 20-game hitting streak, Ethan Menard has 5 home runs and 18 RBI. Family was just here. I don't think they're still here, but they were here last week. On the ground towards the shortstop, Trevor Dale fields, throws on to first in time, 2 away. So Abiam Medina, who hit a roller out to Rob Gurney at first base, and it looked like it was going to be a 1-2-3 bottom of the first inning, except the pitcher Smith covering the bag dropped the throw. And the next hitter, Mason Rell, hit a 2-run homer. That accounts for the 2 Berries runs. Weyburn's 2 runs also coming off a home run by Zach Tanabe back in the second inning. 2-2 score. Strike 1 called on the first pitch to Medina. He waited until his last at-bat last night to collect a safe hit, extending his hitting streak to 14 games. Fouls that pitch off at the plate, 0-2. Medina in his 14-game hitting streak is 25 for 67 or 373. .25 hits and 67 at-bats, a home run and 14 RBIs. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ball bounced, so Owen Mayencourt has to complete the out at first base. Almost threw it away. But it is a strikeout, 4th of the night for Jamin Smith, and another 1-2-3 inning recorded by Smith against the Saskatoon Berries hitters. No runs, no hits, no Weyburn errors, nobody left on base. After 3 complete, Berries 2 and Beavers 2 as you're watching Saskatoon Berries baseball on FloCollege. Here's your unofficial line score through 3 innings of play for the Saskatoon Berries. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 1 runner left on base. For the Weyburn Beavers, 2 runs on 4 hits. They've committed 1 error. They've left 2 runners on base. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, and Weyburn will send up their number 5, 6, and 7 hitters against Merrick Yeager, Trevor Dale, Zach Tanabe, and Rob Gurney. They were the ones that started off the 2nd inning. Dale singled ahead of Tanabe's home run. Trevor Dale extending his hitting streak to 7 games with that single in the 2nd inning. First pitch he fouls off from Merrick Yeager, strike 1. Dale was 1 for 4 last night. Right-handed hitter. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Balin Sorensen, strike 2. Merrick Yeager quickly ahead, 2 strikes. Two-strike pitch is down low with a breaking pitch, 1-2. Berries head to Regina for 2 games the next 2 nights, tomorrow and Friday. Popped up on the infield, shortstop Cooper Westland is calling for this. He'll make the catch, and there's 1 away. Those 2 will be the final road games of the regular season for the Berries as July turns into August. And then the Berries come home for 3, maybe 4 games here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. They'll play on Saturday night at 6 o'clock against the Red Sox. Tanabe, who homered his last time up, first pitch swinging, hits a little pop-up into shallow left field that Westland handles, and now 2 away. And then Medicine Hat, the Mavericks come in to finish off the regular season. On Sunday and holiday Monday, both 1 o'clock starts, although there is a rainout game from in Medicine Hat. Rained out a couple of times, the Berries tried to play there. And so that game still to be finished, to be played, period, as Rob Gurney's at the plate. First pitch swinging on the ground. Rel fields that. Throw across the diamond in time, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning. We'll tell you more about that schedule situation when we come back, but no runs, no hits, no Berries errors, nobody left on base. After 3.5, it is Saskatoon 2, Weyburn 2, as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Learning a lot about you tonight. Here we go with the bottom of the 4th inning in a 2-2 tie. There is action elsewhere tonight in the Western Canadian Baseball League already underway. Regina Red Sox at home lead Moose Jaw 3-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. In the bottom of the 2nd, Brooks has a 1-0 lead in Fort McMurray. Top of the 3rd, Okotoks with a 3-1 lead in Lethbridge. Also in the top of the 3rd, scoreless between Sylvan Lake and Energy City in Spruce Grove, Alberta. Again, a Berries victory or a Okotoks loss clinches first place overall for Saskatoon for the entire WCBL, giving them home field advantage throughout the postseason. Middle third of the Berries order coming up here. Mason Rell, who hit the 2-run homer back in the bottom of the first inning, will lead it off this time against Jamin Smith, who unofficially through 3 innings has only thrown 34 pitches. Merrick Yeager had a very tidy top of the fourth, only used 6 pitches to get through the frame. Unofficially 48 for him through 4 innings. Mason Rell looks at a called strike. Extended his 9-game hitting streak, or his hitting streak to 9 games, let's put it that way, with the home run. Breaking ball low and away, ball 1. Rell with a home run and 10 RBIs now in the 9-game hitting streak. 15 for 34 in the streak, 441. As his average is climbing up into the upper echelon in the league. Chopped towards third, taken on the 1 hop, and the throw across the diamond in time by Braden Mayencourt. Good play by Mayencourt to not let the ball bounce a second time on that play, as he charged the ball and made a good, strong, accurate throw. Balin Sorensen to the plate. Barry's catcher singled his first time up. Now has hits in 10 of his last 11 games. 3 home runs and 8 RBI in that time. 12 for 45, which is 267 in these 11 games, as he looks at a pitch down low, ball 1. Corey Waters, the shortstop, on deck. Sorensen, the last guy to get a safe base hit against Jamin Smith. Third one's on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Smith has retired 8 in a row. He has looked good in this start for Weyburn, his first of the year. Sorensen holds up, and Mark Clark respects that and says that's up high, 2-1. Jamin Smith kicks and delivers. Sorensen pops it up in around the home plate area. Owen Mayencourt out, doffs the helmet and mask, makes the catch. 2 out. 9 straight retired by Smith. As Corey Waters comes to the plate, he grounded out to the shortstop, Trevor Dale, to end the first inning. Waters bringing a 5-game hitting streak into this game, during which he's gone 10 for 23, or a .435 average. A home run and 5 RBIs in that time, as he looks at the first pitch inside for a ball. Waters' second pitch swung his last time up, hitting .373 coming into the game, 59 for 158. 10 home runs and 37 runs batted in, as that pitch is up high and maybe outside a little. 2-0 from Jamin Smith. Cooper Westland, the shortstop, on deck. Hitter's count, 2-0 pitch. Waters drives it in the air, right field. Going back onto the warning track, and making the catch is the right fielder Ryan Doffney for another 1-2-3 inning. That's 3 1-2-3 innings in a row for the Saskatoon Berries at the bat here against Jamin Smith and the Weyburn Beavers. No runs, no hits, no Weyburn errors, nobody left on base. Jamin Smith has retired 10 in a row, and we're tied up at 2-2 after 4 innings as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Well, it's a pitcher's duel. They're pitching well. Both pitchers are pitching well, so as a result, you don't get a lot of action, a lot of hits or anything. So. Here we go at the top of the 5th inning at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Weyburn Beavers will send up their 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the order. Owen Mayencourt, the catcher. Left fielder Bill Hosegood and center fielder Ryan Butzelaar. Owen Mayencourt just joining the team recently. I'd have to assume some relation to Braden Mayencourt. Braden's from Langley, BC. Owen takes a look at a first pitch strike. He singled his first time up. He's 1 for 2 on the season. And looks at another strike from Yeager, 0-2. Oh, 2 count on Owen Mayencourt. Up high, 1-2 from Merrick Yeager. Let's see here what we can find on the old point streak. Yeah, there's no information on Owen. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Merrick Yeager on the night, 1 away. But I'm going to bet that Owen and Braden are related in some way, shape, or form. But I can't say that with ultimate certainty because I don't have the info in front of me. Strike 1 called on Bill Hosegood, who struck out his first time up against Merrick Yeager. Hosegood making his debut. Now he'll hit a line drive into left field. That'll fall in for a base hit and get past Carter Beck. But Hosegood will hold at first base as Turner Zadunich backs him up. He gets the ball back into the infield. So hit number 5 for Weyburn on the night. Hosegood on first, and top of the order, Ryan Butzelaar coming up. Butzelaar is 0 for 2. Right-hand hitter. First pitch, breaking ball upstairs, ball 1. Butzelaar hitting 190 head-to-head against the Berries on the season, 4 for 21. It's a high fly ball into left field. Zadunich going back, and it is gone. Ryan Butzelaar goes yard, and it is now 4-2 for the Weyburn Beavers as Butzelaar hits his 4th home run of the season and collects RBIs 8 and 9 on the year. And down the right field line, we have action in the bullpen. Jacob Spencer is starting to warm up for the Berries. Braden Mayencourt coming to the plate now for Weyburn. First pitch swinging, fouls it off, strike 1. Mayencourt, a couple of ground balls to second baseman ABM Medina tonight. Off-speed pitch stays outside, ball 1, 1-1. Swing and a miss on a pitch down low in the zone, 1-2. Mayencourt against the Berries is hitting .379 on the year, 11 for 29 head-to-head. Another off-speed offering, and Mayencourt just got a piece of that to foul it off. Stay alive at 1-2. Braden Mayencourt has a couple of home runs and 6 RBIs this year against the Berries. Yeager's pitch upstairs with a fastball, 2-2. Ryan Daphne, the right fielder, on deck. We have 1 away here in the top of the 5th inning. All the runs have come off of the long ball. 3 2-run homers in the game. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Mayencourt doesn't agree. He grimaces at the strike 3 call, and there's 2 away. So now it's Ryan Daphne, who singled in the first inning, grounded out to second his second time up. A great defensive play by ABM Medina in behind second base. Daphne for the season against the Berries, 13 for 35, hitting .371 head-to-head. with 9 runs batted in. Takes the first pitch strike from Merrick Yeager. Mason Rell for the Berries. Zach Tanabe, and now here in this inning, Ryan Muselar with 2-run home runs. Weyburn leads Saskatoon 4-2. Daphne looked at a ball outside, 1-1. Yeager back with a breaking pitch that Daphne fouls off wide of the third baseline. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Designated hitter Ian Heck on deck. Jacob Spencer ready to go, it looks like, as Daphne hits a fly ball into right field. Evan Janner coming on, looking into the sun. He'll make the catch, and that retires the side, but not before a 2-run home run by Ryan Muselar puts Weyburn out in front 4-2. 2 runs on 2 hits. No Berries errors, nobody left on base. After 4.5, we're halfway through. It is Weyburn 4, Saskatoon 2. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Bottom of the 5th inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Weyburn Beavers with a 4-2 lead on the Saskatoon Berries. A little bit of surprise, stunned almost silence here in the ballpark, because it hasn't happened very often this year that the team has been behind at home. Home game number 25 of the year. Berries are 22-2 in the previous 24. But Jamin Smith has retired the last 10 Berries in a row. Hasn't allowed a hit since the first inning. Bottom third of the order coming up to see him for the second time tonight. It'll be Cooper Westland, the shortstop, right fielder Evan Janner, and left fielder Turner Zdunich. Westland flew out to left field his first time up. He's 2 for his last 13 now through 4+ games. Has an RBI in there and looks at a first pitch strike. Westland in the right-hand batter's box. Gets a line drive into center field, and there's a base hit. Westland takes a big turnaround first base. That's just the 3rd hit of the game for the Berries. But Westland gets it, and he's on first for the leadoff single. They bring up Evan Janner, who struck out his first time up. Janner had hits in 4 of his last 5 games coming into tonight. 7 for 21 now in that time, .333, with 2 home runs and 7 RBI. Big jump for Westland. He steals easily as Smith didn't even pay attention to him. Even when he could have stepped off and maybe caught him, he went through his motion, and Janner swung and missed, strike 1. Pretty easy stolen base for Westland, his 14th of the year, as the Berries add on to their league-leading stolen base total into the team at 131. Swing and a miss by Janner. He's behind Smith, 0-2. Smith taking a little bit off those pitches, and Zdunich out in front. Smith checks the runner. 2-strike pitch. Close, but deemed to be either a little outside or a little low. Maybe a little of both. 1-2. Jacob Spencer continues to throw. Merrick Yeager walked down that way and tossed his glove aside, so I'm pretty sure his night is done after pitching 5 innings, and we'll see Jacob Spencer for the first time on the home field here at Next Gen Patch. Janner fouls that off towards the Berries' first base dugout. Count holds at 1-2. Spencer would like to come into the ball game and be into a closer game than what it is right now. That's up to the Berries at the bat. Westland at second, playing a little cat and mouse with shortstop Trevor Dale. Smith's 1-2 pitches on the inside corner, strike 3. Strikeout number 5 on the night for Jamin Smith. And up comes Turner Zdunich, who grounded out to the first baseman Rob Gurney back in the second inning. Zdunich has won for his last 6 in his last 3+ games. Plays some left field, plays some first base. As that pounces in, gets away from Owen Mayencourt, and Westland will take third base on the wild pitch. Zdunich also does some pitching, as he's coming off his freshman year at Colby Community College. Want to know the count on Zdunich. Top of the order coming up. Third time through for the Berries against Jamin Smith. They like to think that they maybe have a line on him. Pitch outside, ball 2. Westland getting a good-sized secondary lead down the third baseline. Needs to be careful. Third baseman Braden Mayencourt is only 3 steps or 4 steps away from the bag. 2-0 pitch. Zdunich hits a pop-up. Shallow left field. Coming on as the shortstop going to make the catch. Now Westland starts for home. The throw gets all the way through, and Owen Mayencourt made the catch on the high hop just off of home plate. And so Westland returns as the shortstop made the catch. Trevor Dale, I should say, and now Cam Williams, the head coach, is coming out to chat with Jamin Smith. 2 out, runner on third base. What do? Do you intentionally walk Carter Beck? I don't think so. Just maybe some encouragement to make sure you can get out of the inning. You're the guy. Jamin Smith has done a tremendous job so far for Weyburn tonight at pitching. Carter's 0 for 2. He's 9 for 25, 360 on the season series against Weyburn with a home run and an RBI. First pitch breaking ball up high, ball 1. One 0 pitch, bounces in, blocked by Owen Mayencourt. 2-0. Talking with several of the Berries last night after the game, 7-3 win. Talking about how that regular season wins record is what's motivating them right now to keep going with everything pretty much clinched up and locked up as far as playoffs go. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-1. Carter Beck, one of those guys who says, you know, it'd be kind of cool to win 45 games or more. Beat the record of 44 by Sylvan Lake. Here's a hot shot up the first base line. Past Rob Gurney and down into the corner. In to score is Cooper Westland. Beck chugging around second. Ball is thrown into the infield, and it's on to third base, but not in time. Sliding in head first with a triple is Carter Beck, and it's 4-3. RBI 41 on the season for Carter Beck. As we have a 4-3 ball game and Ethan Menard coming to the plate. Beck's 41 RBIs now put him into a tie for 8th place in the WCBL in that department with Weyburn right fielder Ryan Daphne. Now Ethan Menard at the plate 0 for 2. Fouls the first pitch back to the screen, strike 1. Menard is 19 for 39 head-to-head against Weyburn this year. That's just under 500, 487 to be precise. 2 home runs and 11 RBIs against the Beavers. 1 strike pitch, breaking ball, inside ball 1. That was close to cutting the inside corner. Smith has effectively changed speeds on his pitches tonight. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. 1-2. ABM Medina, the second baseman, on deck. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-3 Weyburn with the lead. And the tying run 90 feet from home plate. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Smith, but a run for the Berries in the bottom of the 5th. On 2 hits, no Weyburn errors, 1 runner left on base. After 5, it's Weyburn 4, Saskatoon 3 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Yep. Yep. So far on Saskatoon side, yes. So 1, 2, 4, 4, 6. There needs to be 6 there. And 1, 2. Yep, we're good. We're good now. Yep. Yes, I know. We have a new pitcher. Jacob Spencer coming into the ball game for the Berries as the new pitcher. Tell you a little bit about Jacob Spencer. He's relatively new to the team in the last couple of weeks. One thing we can tell you, though, is he went to college this past year at Indiana State. That sounds familiar. Yes, Carter Beck, Mason Rell, Zach Laird, all teammates of his. Jacob Spencer wears number 14. He's from Centerville, Michigan. Just finished his senior year at Indiana State, making his 4th appearance for the Berries, all in relief. 3 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts, no walks. He's been pretty effective so far, has Jacob Spencer. Big right-hander, 6'4", 200 pounds. He'll face the middle third of the Weyburn order in the top of the 6th inning. Ian Heck, Trevor Dale, and Zach Tanabe. Heck is the DH. He has struck out twice against Merrick Yeager. Yeager struck out 6 in his 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Didn't walk a batter as Heck first pitch swinging at a fastball, strike 1. Spencer shakes off the first sign, throws another fastball, fouled off and over the screen and out of play and behind the first base bleachers. 2 strikes quickly on Ian Heck. Heck 5 for 30 against the Berries this year, 167. That was a breaking ball that he was able to get a bat on and foul off and stay alive at 2 strikes. Heck has 3 RBI against the Berries this year head-to-head to go along with that 167 average. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Spencer gets a strikeout. The first batter he faces here in this at-bat, in this appearance, I should say. Brings up Trevor Dale. Singled in the second inning, scored on Zach Tanabe's 2-run homer. Popped out to shortstop Cooper Westland in the 4th inning. First pitch swinging, little looper in behind second base. Abian Medina back to catch it. 2 away. So up comes Zach Tanabe. He hit the home run in the second inning. That gave Weyburn their first 2 runs of the game. Tied the game up at that point. Now it's 4-3 for the Beavers. Tanabe also popped out to the shortstop Cooper Westland his last time up, so he's 1 for 2. First pitch from Spencer is a fastball in there in the strike. Up high in the zone. Tanabe 8 for 33 head-to-head against the Berries. Just under 250. He'll send that one back up the middle, and it'll go off of Medina to right to Westland, but they can't make the play. That one had a little bit of English on it, but we're going to call an error on the second baseman, Abian Medina. Spencer almost swung his glove in behind him and caught the ball, but it was by him, and Medina couldn't make the play behind second base. So a runner on base. For Rob Gurney, the first baseman. 0 for 2 in the game is Gurney. He'll hit a looper again, but this one will be caught by Medina. He almost misplayed that, as that went a little further than he thought, but he's able to leap up, make the catch, and get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 Berries error, 1 runner left on base after 5.5. It's Weyburn 4, Saskatoon 3 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Yep. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up. Weyburn 4, Saskatoon 3. Abian Medina, Mason Rell, and Balin Sorensen, the meat of the order. 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Berries coming up. Meat of the order used to be the case many years ago. 3, 4, and 5 were thought to be the power guys. Now you see in baseball so many of the power guys hitting first and second. Try and get them as many at-bats in the game as you can is the thinking. The old school of the leadoff guy was a quick guy that you good on-base percentage, was fast, could steal you a base or 2. Second guy handled the bat well and could bunt, hit and run, that sort of a thing, and set the table for the power guys. But now you get the power guys up there right away, especially at the major league level. Abian Medina is 0 for 2 tonight. 11 for 31 on the season series against Weyburn, with 8 runs batted in. First time up, he reached on an error by the pitcher Smith and scored on Mason Rell's 2-run homer. Berries got the lead in the bottom of the first, but Weyburn has scrapped their way back and has a 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Medina, first pitch swinging. Fly ball center field. Going back is Ryan Musalar. He'll make the catch just short of the warning track, and there's one away. Game moving along rather rapidly, but an hour and 18 minutes into the ball game. Sky still considered to be sunny, 22 degrees Celsius. Winds out of the west-southwest, still at 8 kilometers per hour. Mason Rell with the 2-run homer in the 1st inning, grounded out to 3rd in the 4th. He's 6 for 26 head-to-head against Weyburn with a home run and 11 RBIs. First pitch from Jamin Smith is a strike. Smith will throw unofficially his 65th pitch of the night. He's been very efficient, although we now get action down the left field line in the Weyburn bullpen. Logan Kinter. Rell check swing called strike 2 by home plate umpire Mark Clark. Interesting to see what kind of pitch count Jamin Smith is on. Again, this is not his usual role. He hasn't started all season. And this is hit right back up the middle of base, hit off of one of those slow-moving breaking balls or change-ups. Rell, with his 2nd hit of the night, is on first with one away, and it'll bring up Balin Sorensen. Sorensen singled in the 1st, fouled out in the 4th inning. Jamin Smith is making his 7th appearance of the season, but the previous 6 were all in relief. He'd only pitched 8 innings this year, and here he is into his 6th inning tonight. Smith hanging on to the ball a while. Sorensen fouls that off towards the right field line, past the Barry's first base dugout, strike 1. Sorensen 8 for 23 in the season series against Weyburn with 4 home runs and 11 RBI. 4 of his 7 homers have been hit against the Beavers. Smith's pitch hits Sorensen in the back. And that'll put runners on 1st and 2nd with one away and bring up Corey Waters. And Cam Williams, the head coach for Weyburn, heads out to the mound. And might we see a pitching change? Maybe not right away, maybe one more batter. Williams might give him a chance to get out of the inning. He's got Waters coming up, and then Cooper Westland, a pair of right-handed hitters, before he gets to the lefties, Evan Janner and Turner Zadunich. Home plate umpire Mark Clark will make his way out to the mound and break up the meeting just as he arrives. That's done. Amazing how that works out usually. Umpire gets to the mound. Okay, meeting over. Everybody back to your places. Waters 0 for 2 tonight. Brings a 5-game hitting streak into this game. He was 2 for 4 last night with a couple of RBI and is 9 for 24 in the season series against Weyburn with 2 home runs and 7 RBI. There's that looping, slow breaking pitch in there for a strike. Mason Rell at 2nd base, Balin Sorensen at 1st, one away. Barry's here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Another one, and Waters with a fly ball into left field. Left fielder Hosegood makes the catch, and everybody returns to their bases that were on running. 2 away, and it'll bring up Cooper Westland, who singled and scored in the 5th inning. Singled, stole 2nd, advanced to 3rd on a wild pitch, and came in on Carter Beck's triple. And now Cam Williams, the head coach, out of the dugout to direct the defense, how he wants them to be aligned. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Weyburn clinging to that 1-run lead. Jamin Smith's first pitch is in for a strike. Evan Janner on deck for the Berries. Smith comes set. Bit of a lead there at second. Another breaking ball in there for strike two. Rell went a little further off second base there, and the second baseman, Zach Tanabe, was coming close to the bag. Smith had whirled and fired. He might have had a chance to pick him off, but chose to throw the pitch and put it in there for a strike. So it's a two-strike count on Cooper Westland with two away. Again, Tanabe creeping in towards second. Rell dancing around out there. Westland hits a slow roller, and now this ball will hit Rell. He tried to get in such a way that he could maybe distract the shortstop, and instead got hit by the ball. And so that's the end of the inning. No runs for the Berries in the bottom of the sixth inning. One hit, no Weyburn errors, two runners left on base. After six complete, it is the Weyburn Beavers 4, the Saskatoon Berries 3. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Your unofficial line score through 6 innings of play here tonight for the Weyburn Beavers. 4 runs on 6 hits. They've committed 1 error. They've left 3 runners on base. The Saskatoon Berries have scored 3 runs on 5 hits. They've committed 1 error, and they've left 4 runners on base. As we head to the top of the 7th inning, Jacob Spencer on for his 2nd inning of work. Mentioned Spencer's coming off his senior year of college, this past year at Indiana State University. He's also pitched at the Indiana Institute of Technology in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Kellogg Community College in Battle Creek, Michigan, and this past year, past 2 years at Indiana State, which is located in Terre Haute, Indiana. Jacob Spencer to face Owen Mayencourt. First pitch swing and a miss, strike one. Mayencourt 1 for 2. Singled in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 5th. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on another pretty good pitch from Spencer. He started 7 games for Indiana State this year out of 15 appearances. No wins, 3 losses, an 8.71 earned run average. 2 strikes, breaking ball down low, 1-2. Left fielder Bill Hosegood on deck. Center fielder Ryan Mutsalar also scheduled to hit this top of the 7th inning for Weyburn. Spencer's 1-2 pitch is swung on and foul tipped. So he stays alive as Sorensen couldn't squeeze that for the out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spencer shaking off a couple of signs. Now has what he wants from Balin Sorensen. Fastball swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 2 strikeouts in an inning and a third for Jacob Spencer. Up comes Bill Hosegood, who's 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the 5th inning on the home run by Ryan Mutsalar. Struck out his first time up in the 2nd inning as he makes his Weyburn and WCBL debuts tonight. First pitch up high to him is ball 1. We've learned that Hosegood is from Radisson, Saskatchewan. Plays under 18 AAA ball with the Sask First Giants. On the ground towards the second baseman, Medina. Picks, throws on to first in plenty of time, 2 away. So now Mutsalar, who hit that 2-run homer to left field his last time up, 1 for 3. His hit is the difference in the ball game right now, as Weyburn leads at 4-3 here in the top of the 7th inning. Jacob Spencer got through the 6th inning in only 8 pitches and hasn't thrown a whole bunch more. First pitch to Mutsalar is in for a strike. Meanwhile, down the left field line, continuing to throw, is Logan Kintner. Mutsalar sends it towards short. Westland to a sliding stop, throws on to first in time. Good stretch by Ethan Menard to make the out happen. Westland with an interesting strategy there, moving to his left, slid to a stop and made the catch, and then threw on to first base, a little bit high and outside towards the outfield, but Ethan Menard, as flexible as he is, stretched as far as he could and made the catch on a bang-bang play. A 3-up, 3-down top of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no Weyburn errors, nobody left on base. After 6.5 as we head to the 7th inning stretch. Weyburn 4, Saskatoon 3. You're watching Barry's Baseball on FloCollege. This one? Oh, the other one. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'd like to find that picture. Where is it? Oh, okay. Good, good. Yeah, no, it looks fine. Jamin Smith is back out to pitch the bottom of the 7th inning for Weyburn, at least to start. Unofficially, he's thrown 73 pitches tonight and has a 4-3 lead on the Saskatoon Berries as he's held the Berries to just 5 hits through 6 innings. He'll face Evan Janner, Turner Zadunich, and Carter Beck, 3 left-handed hitters here in the bottom of the 7th with the 1-run lead. We'll take a look at the other town's scoreboard in between pitches. Zadunich, a couple of strikeouts tonight. Smith's first pitch, down low, ball 1. In Regina, Moose Jaw leads the Red Sox 7-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Also in the bottom of the 5th, Fort McMurray has a 6-1 lead on Brooks. Breaking ball in for a strike, 1-1. Okotoks leads in Lethbridge 6-4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. And in the bottom of the 5th, Sylvan Lake and Energy City are tied 3-3. That's elsewhere in the WCBL tonight. Janner swing and miss at the 1-1 pitch. He's behind 1-2. Janner 1 for 14 against the Weyburn Beavers this season. That one came last night. Inside, almost hit him. 2-2. Turner Zadunich on deck. Down the left field line, Logan Kinter continues to throw. This one's hit sharply into right field for a base hit between the first and second baseman, and Janner is on first. And the Berries' leader in stolen bases is on base and will look to make something happen. Janner has 20 steals in 21 attempts. Zdunich 0 for 2. Ground out and a pop out. He's 1 for 15 head-to-head against Weyburn. Left-handed hitter from High River, Alberta. Jamin Smith's first pitch, breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Starting pitcher for Weyburn, still in the game in the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss by Zdunich. He's behind 0-2. Top of the order, Carter Beck coming up. Jamin Smith peers in for a sign. Janner with a lead at first. Takes another couple of steps, and now a throw over to first, and he'll dive back to the bag. Oh, 2 pitch upcoming to Turner Zdunich. Up high, 1-2. Owen Mayencourt came up out of the crouch to take the high pitch and threatened to throw to first, but Janner is back in there easily. No throw. 1-2 the count. 4-3 the score. Weyburn with the lead. Slow curveball is hit foul wide of first base by Zdunich. He'll stay alive at 1-2. Janner at first. Smith takes a look over at him. Janner creeping off that bag a little further. The 1-2 pitch bounces in and a block by Owen Mayencourt, and the count is even at 2-2. Order coming up for the 4th time for the Berries here right away. Janner with a big lead. 2-2 pitch is down low, and again Owen Mayencourt doffs the helmet and mask after blocking the pitch. Keeps Janner where he is at first, but now the count is full, 3-2 on Zdunich. Smith was up 0-2 on him. Zdunich has fought back to be at full. The payoff. Swing and a miss. It's Janner heading to second on the steal, and he's in there. Striking out is Turner Zdunich. That's strikeout number 7 of the night for Jamin Smith. But now Janner is in scoring position, and Cam Williams, the head coach, is coming to the pitcher's mound, and I think that's going to be the night for Jamin Smith, and it is. Weyburn head coach is not going to let Jamin Smith get through a 4th time in the order here. He'll bring in Logan Kinter, but a very effective 6 1/3 innings tonight for Jamin Smith as a starting pitcher for the Weyburn Beavers. He's only given up 6 hits, is still responsible for the man on base. Struck out 7. Did not walk anybody, but he did hit a batter. Faced 27 Berries batters in the night. And 85 pitches unofficially thrown by Jamin Smith. So Logan Kinter is coming on. Let's find out more about him here as we bring up the Weyburn pitching stats. Kinter will make his 17th appearance of the season. Has 1 start, but he's been in the bullpen otherwise. This will be his 16th relief appearance. And he's been involved in a lot of decisions. 3 wins and 6 losses for a guy out of the bullpen. a 6.49 earned run average. He's pitched 34 and 2/3 innings, allowed 45 hits, 30 runs, 25 of them earned, has struck out 39, and walked 17. Logan Kinter, out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico, coming off his sophomore year at Eastern New Mexico University, which means he knows a couple of the Berries who go to Eastern New Mexico, Clavert Martina being one. Also, Jalen Freeman attends Eastern New Mexico University. Could probably give some tips. Matthias Tronson, Barry's pitcher, also attends Eastern New Mexico University. So the Berries, some of them know who Logan Kinter is. Kinter is 2,134 is the official attendance tonight. And you know it's a good crowd when you see people lined up along the outfield fences all the way down to the home run fence. So Carter Beck up, tripled his last time up, 1 for 3, drove in a run. First pitch from Kinter is over top of everybody, all the way to the backstop, and almost bounced back to Owen Mayencourt. On to third base on the play is Evan Janner on the wild pitch. Ball 1. Kinter delivers up and in, almost hit Beck. 2-0. Ethan Menard on deck for the Berries. The tying run 90 feet away from home plate and tying this game up. 2-2 pitch. His fastball in there for a strike. Sometimes that's how you get possession of the strike zone. You throw a first couple way wild. Although this one is off the glove of Mayencourt, and coming in to score is Evan Janner, and we have a tie ball game. Mayencourt got the tip of his glove on it. Is it a pass ball or a wild pitch? It's a pass ball on the catcher, Owen Mayencourt, that allows this game to be tied up at 4-4. A 3-1 count now on Carter Beck. One away in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beck hits a line drive, left center field. Muselar giving chase. That's off the base of the wall and gets away from him. Beck is on his way around second. He's heading for third again. Long throw by Muselar will bounce over top of the third baseman's head. Braden Mayencourt, but backed up by the pitcher Kinter. And Beck, with his second triple of the night, is in position to give the Berries a lead with one away, and Ethan Menard coming up. And Menard 0 for 3, I would say, is due. Berries have seen Kinter. Back on July 21st, he pitched an inning, gave up 3 runs, all earned on 2 hits and 2 walks. Part of a 14-2 win. Now a hit back to Kinter, fisted back towards him. He makes the catch. And 2 away as Menard swinging at the first pitch. And now A.B.M. Medina, who's 0 for 3 in his 14-game hitting streak on the line. Kinter also pitched against Saskatoon on June 15th here in Next Gen Patch. A 13-4 Weyburn loss. Pitched an inning. We allowed an earned run on 2 hits. Check swing, a called strike by home plate umpire Mark Clark on A.B.M. Medina. (4-4) the score. Carter Beck on third base, but now 2 away. Down and in, 1-1 the count. Mason Rell is on deck for the Berries, hoping to get an opportunity. (1-1) pitch to Medina. Check swing, they'll appeal and won't be granted that. Down low is the pitch call from home plate umpire Mark Clark, 2-1. Berries have won 8 straight. They've also won 8 in a row against Weyburn. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The Beavers won on opening night at home against Saskatoon 9-0. Since then, it's been totally different trajectories for both teams. Berries have won 42 of 48 games. Weyburn's only won 12 of 49 since then. Medina hits one opposite way, but it is slicing foul down the left field line, but he'll stay alive at 2-2. This is the 10th and final meeting of the season between these teams. And if the Berries are going to clinch first place overall in the WCBL tonight, they're likely going to have to do it on their own. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mayencourt drops it. He'll throw on to first in time to record the out. But the Berries score a tying run on 2 hits. There were no Weyburn errors and 1 runner left on base. After 7, it is tied up at 4-4 between the Saskatoon Berries and the Weyburn Beavers as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Jacob Spencer is back on to pitch for the Saskatoon Berries, just the second pitcher of the night for Joe Carnahan and the Berries, as they are in a 4-4 tie with the Weyburn Beavers heading to the top of the 8th inning. Starter Merrick Yeager went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Struck out 6, didn't walk anybody. Faced 21 batters, threw 66 pitches. Jamin Smith, on the other hand, for the Weyburn Beavers, pitched 6 in the 3rd innings, allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, struck out 7, hit a batter, didn't walk anybody, faced 27 batters and threw 85 pitches unofficially as Jacob Spencer's first delivery to Braden Mayencourt is fouled back into the screen for a strike. Mayencourt 0 for 3 tonight. Couple of groundouts and a strikeout against Yeager. He'll foul another pitch off. This one is heading for the parking lot. Spencer goes up 0-2 on him. Spencer rocks into his delivery, bounces a breaking ball in there, ball 1. Ryan Daphne, the right fielder. DH Ian Heck set the bat for Weyburn here in the top of the 8th. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Beavers against Jacob Spencer. 1-2 pitch, called strike 3. 3rd strikeout for Spencer, and first out of the top of the 8th inning. It'll bring up Ryan Daphne, who's 1 for 3. Singled in the 1st inning. Grounded out in the 3rd, flew out in the 5th. Dangerous hitter for Weyburn. Tied for 8th in RBI coming into tonight with 41 in the entire WCBL. First pitch swinging, pops it up, twisting toward to foul territory down the right field side, but coming over to make the catch is Evan Janner. And there's 2 away. So now Ian Heck, who would like to avoid the golden sombrero if he can, he has struck out all 3 times he has batted tonight. You strike out 4 times in the game, you get hung with the golden sombrero. Don't ask me where that came from, but he looks at strike 1. It's an old baseball term that has been used forever. If it's good enough for Vin Scully, it's good enough for me. In there for strike 2. And I'm no Vin Scully, trust me. Just an old guy from Saskatoon. 2-strike pitch. Up high to Ian Heck, 1-2. Trevor Dale, the shortstop, on deck. One-two pitch. He won't have the golden sombrero line drive, but Janner comes on and makes the catch. Evan Janner with a couple of nice defensive plays here in the top of the 8th inning. A 1-2-3 top of the 8th for Jacob Spencer. No runs, no hits, no Barry's errors, nobody left on base. After 7.5, we are tied at 4-4 as you're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege.
Golden sombrero comes from hat trick because it's 4.
Yeah.
You need a bigger hat.
There you go. I like it. I like it. No in between, eh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw he is. Yep. Thank you. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up in a 4-4 tie. Logan Kinter came on in relief of Jamin Smith back last inning. Back out there on the mound for the Weyburn Beavers. He'll face the middle third of the Saskatoon Berries order. Third baseman Mason Rell, catcher Balin Sorensen, and DH Corey Waters. Rell is 2 for 3. 2-run homer in the first inning, grounded out to third in the 4th, singled in the 6th inning, and made the third out in the 6th inning by trying to distract the fielder on a slow roller and ended up getting hit by the ball. Not what he was trying to do. He was trying to get out of the way. First pitch swinging. This one's lifted into center field. Musalar lopes on after it to his left, makes the catch, and there's one away. It'll bring up Balin Sorensen. Barry's catcher is 1 for 2 tonight. Single in the first inning, fouled out to the catcher in the 4th, and hit by a pitch his last time up, facing Jamin Smith. Sorensen from Monroe, Louisiana. Fun fact, Balin is afraid of bears. A lot of people should be afraid of bears. You don't want to mess with those critters. Takes a called strike from Logan Kinter to Balin Sorensen. Kinter ready to deliver. And he pours in that fastball for strike 2. Corey Waters on deck. Put the lights on here in the booth. Run the risk of having the mosquitoes come in. 2 strikes, bounce back to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clay Mixon is throwing down the right field line in the Berries bullpen. Jacob Spencer has had a very effective 3 innings in relief for the Berries, as Sorensen fouls that back, stays alive at 1-2. Somebody must have heard me. The lights have gone off in the broadcast booth. Still can't see. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The game has only been an hour and 52 minutes. Breaking pitch outside from Kinter. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Balin Sorensen. Kinter with a big deep breath. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the appearance for Logan Kinter as the Beavers botched the throw around after the strikeout. Have to retrieve the ball in short right field. So now Corey Waters coming to the plate. Couple of fly balls and a ground out for him. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Looking to get a 2-out rally here started in the bottom of the 8th. Fouls the first pitch off, and that one is well fouled down the right field side. Over top of the batting cage down there. Strike 1. Kinter's pitch off speed, down low, 1-1. Shortstop Cooper Westland on deck. Waters, the number 6 hitter in the Berries order. That's on the outside corner, 1-2. Kinter a pitch away from a 3-up, 3-down inning. Berries have had a few of those tonight. 1-2 pitch. Line shot off the glove of Gurney. Waters thought it was going to be caught and didn't move out of the batter's box initially, but he'll make it safely to first as Gurney couldn't flag that down. We'll call that a base hit. Yep. So Waters extends his hitting streak to 6 games now. And he's on first with 2 away and brings up Cooper Westland, who's 1 for 3. Westland singled and scored in the 5th inning against Jamin Smith. 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. Kinter's first pitch is in for a strike. Jacob Spencer, in his 3 innings of work, has only thrown unofficially 26 pitches. That is very efficient. There's 3 strikeouts included in that. On the outside corner, strike 2 with a slider. And the umpires behind home plate are voicing their displeasure for one of the few times tonight, I might say. They haven't been all that vocal about balls and strikes from behind the plate. 2-strike pitch to Westland. That one is set to be outside, 1-2. Waters on first. A 1-2 count on Cooper Westland. Logan Kinter with a breaking pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Kinter. Berries get a hit, leave that hit on base. No Weyburn errors. We've played 8, and it's tied up at 4-4. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Yep, you pitcher. So as we head to the top of the 9th inning, we'll get a pitching change for the Saskatoon Berries. Clay Mixon will come into the ball game. A very effective 3 innings from Jacob Spencer in his first game at home at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Pitched 3 innings, did not give up a hit, no runs. He struck out 3, didn't walk anybody, only faced 10 batters, and only threw unofficially 26 pitches. He'll give way to Clay Mixon, who will make his 14th appearance of the year, all out of the bullpen. 2 wins, 1 loss, a couple of saves for Clay, 3.48 earned run average, 20 2/3 innings pitched, 17 hits allowed, 10 runs, 8 of them earned. He struck out 27 and walked 5. Clay Mixon into the ball game for the Saskatoon Berries. It'll be shortstop Zach Tanabe coming in to face him first. Or sorry, Trevor Dale, the shortstop first, then Tanabe, and then Rob Gurney. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Weyburn Beavers due up here in the top of the 9th inning. First pitch swinging, Dale, a slow chopper to short. Westland with the throw across. Beats Dale by a half a step at first base, and there's 1 away. Clay Mixon has been very effective out of the bullpen for the Berries. See if that can continue here. Here comes Zach Tanabe, who has one of the 2 home runs by the Weyburn Beavers tonight, a 2-run shot in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 3 this evening. First pitch strike. Rob Gurney is on deck. Down and away, ball 1, 1-1. Clay Mixon rocks into his delivery, that 3/4 kind of sidearm delivery, gets away outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mixon from Baytown, Texas, coming off his freshman year at Dallas College in Brookhaven. Hit on the ground and foul, just foul down the 3rd baseline. 2-2 the count on Zach Tanabe. In Brookhaven, Mixon had a record of 8 wins and 1 loss this past year, a 3.71 earned run average. Brookhaven College is in Dallas, Texas. He pitched in 17 games and started 7. Tanabe fouls that off. That's into the first base bleachers. Little flare that somebody comes up with. Not necessarily caught. I heard it hit metal, so it wasn't caught in the air. 2-2 pitch. It's called strike 3 on Tanabe, who doesn't like it. But there's 2 away here in the top of the 9th inning. And Rob Gurney, the first baseman, coming up, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Gurney is 2 for 24 this season against the Berries, hitting .083 against Saskatoon, but he does have a home run and 2 RBI. Mixon's first pitch, breaking ball in on the inside corner on Gurney, strike 1. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning when the Berries come up to bat. It'll be Evan Janner, Turner Zadunich, and Carter Beck. Mixon's pitch down and in, or down and outside, I should say, 1-1. Owen Mayencourt, the catcher, is on deck. Gurney ready. Mixon ready. Gurney with a line drive into left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and make it almost all the way to the fence. Cut off in the warning track, and Gurney is on second with a double. So Owen Mayencourt now will come to the plate with 2 out and a runner in scoring position in a tie ball game in the top of the 9th inning. Owen Mayencourt singled in the first inning, but has struck out his last 2 times up. He is 1 for 4 for the season, hitting .250. That's the kind of math I'm pretty good at. Nice and easy stuff. Starts getting too many of those numbers, and I have to revert to my calculator. Mixon's first pitch on the inside corner. Owen Mayencourt kind of turned out of the way of the pitch and glares up skyward, rolls his eyes, and says, "You got to be kidding me," but that's strike one, according to home plate umpire Mark Clark. One strike to Owen Mayencourt. Mixon, breaking pitch outside, 1-1. Bill Hosegood, the left fielder, is on deck. Mixon. 1-1 pitch. Again, slow breaking pitch inside, 2-1. Runner on second, 2 away, top of the 9th inning. Mixon's 2-1 pitch is hit on the line, but right at Abian Medina, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no Barry's errors, 1 runner left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 9th inning, it's a 4-4 tie here between the Saskatoon Berries and the Weyburn Beavers as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. So it's the bottom of the 9th inning in a 4-4 tie. The home team, Saskatoon Berries, looking to come up with a victory here tonight. Would be their 43rd of the year if they can get it, and would clinch first place overall. As in the bottom of the 7th inning, Okotoks in Lethbridge leads by a score of 6-4. Doesn't look like the Dogs are going to lose tonight, although it's still only a 2-run game and there's still a couple of at-bats to go. But the Berries, with a run here in the bottom of the 9th, can claim first place overall in the WCBL. Evan Janner, the right fielder, left fielder Turner Zadunich, and center fielder Carter Beck. 3 left-handed hitters due up against Logan Kinter. Janner and Zadunich have not yet faced Kinter. Beck was the first man Kinter faced back in the 7th inning as he relieved Jamin Smith, and Beck hit a triple into left center field. Evan Janner singled, stole second, went to third on a wild pitch and came home on a pass ball his last time up in the 7th inning as he swings and misses at the first pitch, strike 1. One for 3 tonight for Evan Janner. He'll follow that pitch off and into the parking lot on the third base left field side. 0-2 the count. 0-2 pitch to Janner, down low, 1-2. Janner now has hits in 5 of his last 6 games, during which he's gone 8 for 25. Down low from Kinter, 2-2 the count. just over 2 hours into this ball game. Slow breaking ball stays up high, and now the count's full at 3-2. A gorgeous night as darkness starting to settle in. Mainly clear skies, 20 degrees Celsius, and barely a wind. As that's up and in, and a walk to lead off the top of the 9th inning. West-southwest breeze 5 kilometers per hour. It'll push Evan Janner down to first base. The winning run is on base, and now we're going to get Cam Williams, the head coach, out to chat with his infielders and pitcher. There's nobody throwing in the left field Weyburn bullpen, so this is Logan Kinter's job to do something, and Zdunic might be in a position here to try and sacrifice and move him over. Logan Carter Beck, who will be next up after Zdunic, joins this conversation as the Berries look for a way to bring across a winning run here in the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll see what happens. Janner with the leadoff walk. Zdunic at the plate. Left-hand hitter. Curious to see if a guy who's 0 for 3 tonight and is hitting around 155 will be asked to sacrifice, and certainly Braden Mayencourt at third expected as he's already in on the grass. Janner takes off for second, has it stolen easily, so they don't even need the sacrifice now as that first pitch is up and away, ball 1. Kinter didn't even look at Evan Janner as he steals his 22nd base of the season. Mayencourt at third backs off now. Zdunic, a little grounder, big high hop on the shortstop, the throw to first in time. But now Janner is over to third with 1 away, and Carter Beck coming to the plate. Beck with back-to-back triples his last 2 times up, and he's going to be intentionally walked. So now Ethan Menard, who's 0 for 4, will come up. An opportunity here for the Berries with the winning run 90 feet from home plate. Runners on first and third, 1 away. Beck takes off for second. Mayencourt throws through, and they'll cut it off to prevent Janner from thinking about taking off for home. Beck steals second. So now second and third, there's no force play or double play, and the infielders will play in. And will they walk? They're going to walk Menard now. An intentional walk to Ethan Menard, setting up a force at all bases. And Abiam Medina will be the hitter. Cam Williams is doing what he should do here in this situation. Load the bases up. The only run that matters is the one at third base. You can get him out at third base without a tag play by throwing home on a ground ball. It is the right strategical move, without a doubt. But now the infielders are still going to come in. And Abiam Medina at the plate. Kinter's first pitch up high, ball 1. A walk, a couple of intentional walks, a ground out. Bases loaded. 1 away. Medina, little flare. It'll be caught by the shortstop, Trevor Dale, as he and Braden Mayencourt almost bumped together. But now there's 2 away, and the infielders can play back. As Mason Rell comes to the plate, he had a 2-run homer back in the first inning. Singled in the 6th, he's 2 for 4. 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 2 for Evan Janner on third base, Carter Beck on second, Ethan Menard on first. Janner is the big one to watch for. Mason Rell at the plate. Line drive, base hit. Berries are going to win. In to score, Evan Janner. Mason Rell, 3 hits on the night, and he's going to run all the way into center field before he's finally going to be caught and mobbed by his teammates. Mason Rell with 3 RBIs in the game tonight, including the game winner here in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs. 5-4 the final score for the Saskatoon Berries over the Weyburn Beavers, as the Gatorade shower happens out there in center field for the hero tonight of the piece, Mason Rell. 1 run, 1 hit, no Weyburn errors, 3 runners left on base. Saskatoon wins 5-4. They clinch first place overall in the Western Canadian Baseball League with the victory tonight. Okay. That's all right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to go. No, I wasn't. No, it's okay. So the Saskatoon Berries have clinched first place overall in the Western Canadian Baseball League. Mason Rell with a opposite field single, a line drive into right field, scoring Evan Janner from third base with the bases loaded to give the Saskatoon Berries a 5-4 victory over the Weyburn Beavers tonight. Let's take a look at your final totals. The final line score unofficially for the Berries: 5 runs on 9 hits. They committed 1 error. They left 9 runners on base. For Weyburn, they scored 4 runs on 7 hits. They committed 1 error and left 4 runners on base. The winning pitcher for the Berries is Clay Mixon in relief. And for Mixon, that will be his 3rd win of the year. His record now 3-1. All of his decisions coming in relief. He pitched a clean inning well, not quite a clean inning. He did give up the 1 hit in the top of the 9th inning. The losing pitcher is Logan Kinter, whose record drops to 3-7 as he came on in relief of Jamin Smith. 2,134 the attendance tonight. A game that only took 2 hours and 13 minutes to play. For the Berries, their 43rd win against 7 losses. And by virtue of their 43rd win, they have clinched first place overall in the Western Canadian Baseball League. Next up to try and get to is to break the league record for wins in a 56-game season. And they're 1 back of that now. Sylvan Lake won 44 out of 56 last year and hold the record in that respect. For the Berries, their 9th straight win. They're 23-2 here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, and they win 9 of 10 games this season against the Weyburn Beavers. Their record falls to 13 wins and 38 losses. 4 straight losses for Weyburn. They're 4-21 on the road this year. 5-4 Saskatoon over Weyburn. The road to the championship of the Western Canadian Baseball League in 2025 will go through Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field by virtue of tonight's 5-4 victory. That does it for tonight. On behalf of all the